We are going to do April Spiral 7, but before we do, let's correct 6. Go ahead and take a look at the answers here. Pause it if you need it. Go ahead and pause it because I'm going to move on. Okay. Angela had $5,922. Oh, okay. We already went through this here. $5,922 minus $3,898. Okay. More on the floor. You need to go next door and get 10 more. So we're going to take one away and give ourselves 12. Then we can do that. That's 4. 1 minus 9 we can't do. So we'll take one away, make that an 8, make that 11. That's 2. 8 minus 8 is 0, and 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, so that's $2,024. 12 years old, and she's 6 times as old. 12 times 6 is 72. This is, oh, I think it was way too high. I'm sorry. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. This is what the expanded form should be. If you explained it, you could have said that she accidentally switched the position of the 7 and the 4. This should be 740. See, 704 tens. This is a total of 16 divided into 2 equal groups with 8 in each group. As you can see, what I did was I divided them both into fourths, and then I cut this one into half, because if you have 4 and you cut them each into half, you're going to have 8. And you can see that in order to be equivalent, this part right here would have to be shaded as well. 7 sevenths is definitely equal to 1 whole. With this one, you can go 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 2 is not 4. So that is not correct. This would be 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 10. Here, 6 times 2 is 12. 1 times 2 is not 6. So B and D are not equivalent. Okay, you may have... There's no right or wrong answer here unless you say, you know, like a dresser or something, or a car. Those are definitely not a foot long, okay? So there's a lot of different things that could be about the size of a ruler, including a ruler. Okay, we went through and I kind of showed you how to do this. So this should be 26 plus 36, which is 62, and 42 plus 27, which is 69. So the Rams are the ones who scored more points. They won the game. All right, let's take a look at 7. Okay, Yolanda's mother was born in 1975. How old is her mother? Okay, you have to take the current year, which is 2020, and you have to subtract what year you're talking about. Okay, and that will give you the difference between those two numbers. Reggie picked 72 flowers. He wants to split them up and give an equal amount of flowers to his 8 aunts. Okay, are they going to get more than 72 flowers each or less? Obviously, less. We can't give 8 people 72 flowers if we only have 72 flowers. So our number is going to be smaller, which means we're going to subtract or divide. And we are talking about equal groups, so that should be, you'll have to figure out what that should be. I'm not going to give you all the answers. Okay, which equation is equal to? You have 9 groups of 2 and 9 groups of 10. So you need to put those together. They've used the distributive property to split them apart. Now you need to put them back together and see which one of these is the correct equation that would equal the same. Harriet has 52 cookies made for the bake sale. She wants to put 10 cookies on each plate. So that's an equal amount. That's equal groups. How many plates will she fill? Will there be any cookies left over? Ooh, this is good. Okay, I'm going to do this one with you because we haven't had this before. Okay, so we want to take 52 and divide it by 10, which we can't do. It's going to end up being 5.2, okay? So we know, I know you don't know that quite yet, but that's okay. So if we had 50 cookies and we divided by 10, that would be 5 cookies on each plate, right? So if we put 5 cookies, I'm sorry, oh my goodness. Okay, 50 divided by 10 cookies on each plate, we would have 5 plates. Sorry, guys. Okay, so what we do is instead of using 52, we know that we cannot divide 52 by 10. In order to divide by 10, it needs to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, right? You have to think like 10 times what equals 52. You can't do that, okay? You can do 10 times what equals 50, okay? So that's 10 times 5. So if we get 10 cookies on each plate. We're gonna fill 5 plates. Now, on how many cookies are we gonna have left over? We're gonna use 50 and we have 52, so there would be 2 cookies left over. Okay, this is a little wordy in advance, which is why we did it together. So it's going to be, let's write it over here, 5 plates, 2 left over. Okay? Our 5 plates with 10 cookies on each plate is going to give us 50 cookies, and we have 52, so we will have 2 left over. Okay, the water beaker on the left is 6/6. Okay, and you can really barely see these lines here. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, there should be another one in there. Goodness gracious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Mrs. Magee. Okay, good thing it's last week of school, huh? Okay, so the beaker on the left, this is 6/6, okay? And what we had to do was kind of, the bottom line is this picture, before I photocopied it, had all the lines in there, okay? They're not gonna do that to you, but, so the bottom line is there are 6 sections, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those filled, okay? So we have 4, 6 filled. That's our answer to that part, right? In fraction form, how much needs to be added to this beaker over here to be equivalent with the beaker over here? Well, if we have 4, 6, okay, 4, 6 plus how many 6 equals 6, 6, right? This one's 6, 6. We're starting out at 4, 6. How many more 6 do we want to add? We need to add 1/6 and 2/6, and then we'll be equal. So it would be 2/6. Okay, so our answers to number 5 are 4, 6 and 2/6. Okay, number 6, show 1/4 on the figures below. Okay, so you're going to take this circle, you're going to divide it into 4 equal sections, and you're going to shade one of them. You're going to take this, first thing you do on a number line is you label 0 and 1, and think about what this 1 is, okay? It's going to be 4/4. So you need to label 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. And then here in this box, you're going to divide this into 4 equal sections and shade one of them. All right, what time is shown on the clock? All right, we know that when the minute hand is over in this area, we really need to stop and pay attention because it is almost the next hour. So you can see that it is almost 5 o'clock, but it's not. This minute hand here still has to get all the way to the 12. And by the time it gets to the 12, this will be pointing right at the 5, okay? So we know that it is still 4 something, okay? All of this in here is owned by the 4. So now we want to know how many minutes is the 10. Well, each one of these is 5 minutes. So you probably know that this is 30, I'm guessing. You probably know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 groups of 5 is 50, but that's okay. We could count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, so the time is 4:50. Okay, favorite games of 3rd graders. There are 150 students in 3rd grade. Based on this graph, how many students did not vote? Okay, you're going to have to figure out and write the number right above here for how many this is. Okay, so this is 28 and that's 32. So halfway in between that would be 30. That's not very easy to read. And then here you should be able to figure that one out. Here you have 32 at this line and 36 up here. So you have to figure out what is halfway between 32 and 36. And then this one you can get over there. Then some of them voted for checkers, chess, cards, and dominoes. You need to add up all of the people that voted and then compare it to 150 and see how many more still need to vote. Okay? Very good.